Hi, welcome. You're on my Plasma system of ArcoLinux, so an ArcoLinux B version, which is the reason for its existence is that you build it yourself. So yeah, you can download the ISOs, but that's not the point. You can actually build your own ISO with your own applications that you like, and not any of those you do not like. So that's the idea of the B build. Now, this video is not about ArcoLinux B, it's about the release. You should know that ArcoLinux is always going to make a release video. Every month there's an article, and every month there is the what's new video and also how to stay rolling. So it's not the intention of anything on ArcoLinux based that you install it every single month again and again and again, or every 6 months like Ubuntu releases, right? It's not the idea. Rolling means keep using the same hard disk and keep updating and fixing things and all that, but never do a clean install again. Now, of course, there are advantages of doing a clean install. If you broke systems and you can't figure it out, yeah, then sure. Or there's a lot of rubbish on your computer and you don't even know anymore what you've installed, then of course those are reasons to say, let's get this new ISO in and let's install it. Or let's build this ISO, right? ArcoLinux B. So I'm gonna make a new article, ArcoLinux DMB 20.5. So we're almost to the release date, 13 May. So the 16th of May, the new ISO of May is going to be released. So we need an article saying this is new. We need a video saying this is new, and we say we need a video how to stay rolling. That's always every month. So it's always interesting to watch those because it contains often lots of knowledge. I've done already a virtual box and that's ready to load up. So I'm gonna start it up. So this is the version of April, and how to stay rolling is the topic of the video. How do I get from an ISO of April to the version of May? What have we done in between and all that? So let's have a look. But the the what's new thing, that's not a video, okay? So this is just stay rolling. All right, what we do with a system like this, let's do a sysinfo so you see what system we have. So I downloaded 20.4.11, it's the flagship XFC OpenBox i3, and all the others have the same number, so everything is based on this template. And ArcoLinux D is separate because that's the very, very minimal ArcoLinux-like setup. And that's a very bare one. It's up to you to install elements there. But this is complete, and it's the flagship that can become a cruise ship because of the fact that we can install lots and lots more packages, and it's coming straight out of Calamares from the internet. So when I type how to update, right? So there are three things to remember: update, scal, and of course up all. But that one is getting less and less important. That's the up all is there for extra things that you have installed more. That's that software that we do not know, right? That's your personal software that you've added that comes from the AOR. That's an up all. Because we've added a lot of software on our own repo. So there's a repo, ArcoLinux stuff, repo third party, somebody else, right? And we have made a repo extra large, which is also someone else, but it's so big that it can't go on GitHub and we need to put it on seed host. So it's coming from there. And then we get all these messages, and that's ArcoLinux for you guys. This is not related to us. It says here extra, and that's the hint. Extra is not from us. So all these things that are white are ArcoLinux things. And ArcoLinux is around 90% ArcoLinux. 5% or so is really our own configurations and applications, and the other 5% is AWAR, roughly, okay? So he asks me, okay, do you want to replace this particular package with that particular package? So trust the ArcoLinux guys, right? They say, okay, we're going to rename this thing and replace that with that one. So they've just then done a change in names. So an enter is good because the Y there is capital, or if you want to really say it, then do yes. So an enter is good. Let's have a look again.
This is all again a new name, so instead of refined EFI or UEFI, remember, and then it's gonna be called refined. Okay, fine, we can live with that, right? And then we got a lot of packages. And I really like you to actually go to the terminal. I know there is Spamac and there is buttons and graphical and all that, but it pays off to look at the names, one thing, check out how many ArcoLinux things are there. That's a good point as well. So it ends here, right? That's us. So that's the work we've done in 1 month. This is a very important one as well. ArcoLinux keyrings. People have problems with keyrings. That's a way to sign packages to say, okay, this guy has this signature and you can trust that signature. So sometimes it happens when they install packages from AUR that the key is not there or it's not possible to retrieve it and all kinds of key problems, right? So that's interesting to know. That one is important. And of course, somewhere in here will be, in 1 month's time, will be maybe skipping already 3 or 4 kernels. And that's called Linux. That's an important name as well. So Linux firmware, I found that one. That's an important one. And we're jumping to 5.6.11. Why am I saying jumping? 5.6.3. That's the one I have now. F12, that's the one that's coming. So scroll through them and keep also reading, even if it's gibberish. But after 3 years looking at the code, it's not gibberish anymore. You realize, oh, that's that, that's this, and that's important, and so on, right? Here is our AUR helper, yay bin, and much more. Okay, proceed with installation. Yeah, sure. Now, maybe I should have started, but the speed is great, right? This is enormous, super fast video because of the fact that this is a super fast download. If that's a problem, there are aliases, mirror, mirror S, mirror D, mirror A, and even so, there is also a sudo update dash mirrors. Maybe I should show you guys quickly. Sudo update mirrors. Yeah, correct. I'm thinking, how is it called? Let me think. Oh, is it after the update? Is it coming after the update? Let's have a look. Okay. Oh yeah, cool. So nothing happens, right? Beautiful, fast installation. 1 gigabyte, right, is downloaded, and we failed to commit transaction conflicting files. Oh my god. There we go again. Any conflicts, any problems, we'll put it on Facebook, on MeWe, on Discord, on Telegram, and on the forum. I mean, you'll find many sources to solve any of the issues that are coming on our systems, right? This is related to ArcoLinux. And do not forget to have a look at the ArcoLinux website. We are based on ArcoLinux. So, arcolinux.org. Is there a problem? There is a problem with Z and poly. We don't have it. Well, personally, I don't have it. There is a problem with NSS. That looks like the thing we are experiencing here. So it says here NSS, user lib, git trust, etc. exists. And what do they say? Well, if you want to update. So yeah, quick word in between. It wants to have a password for my keyring, and each time you are going to surf, it's going to ask the password. I am not inclined to use that. So I'm saying no, continue without a password. So I never get a prompt to actually, well, to be able to surf, right? Would be, well, it's my choice, of course, would be annoying. So we read the NSS and the lib.run prior to version. We're missing a so name link each, and so on and so on. We don't care. How do we update? Use this one. So this is the code we need to type in. So copy. And let's go up here. So F12 is this. And the thing they don't say is you gotta be sudo, right? Most often you need to be sudo. Sudo means administrator. You get more well, privileges. So sudo pacman -s overwrite this particular file because of the fact that it blocks it. It says here it exists already. We can't just install a new package because the file that's there is already there, and then pacman stops. So now we are instructing pacman, never mind the file, overwrite it. And that's it. So the tricks are somewhere on the net. First of all, go and have a look on arcolinux.org. And if you don't find it, check out anything ArcoLinux related, Facebook and whatever, social media channel. And if we did not come across again, if the error has not occurred, then we don't know anything about it. I mean, just say us and say, okay, I have this error or I have this error on the forum on Discord. So here are these ArcoLinux keys, right? I said there's something important there. So people get a key, which is a very strange looking thing, right? Gibberish, but it's the key to sign then a particular package. So the packages are trusted. Take a look at, I think it's called ArcoLinux Web of Trust or something. And go and have a look what it is, Web of Trust. And read up, because basically, guys, this is great. There is a total Bible on there to get to know more, and this guy has this key and so on. So everything is checked. Package signing, we need it anyway in Carly. That's our project to make an ISO from scratch. And so on. So there is lots, here it is, ArcoLinux Web of Trust, what it means. But that's, we're now out of Pierre Smits is one of the ArcoLinux guys, but we are away from the wiki. But in the wiki there were also interesting pages, which of course everyone should read. Well, maybe not everyone, but the guys who want to develop or build ISOs and all that, maybe they should. So lots of things in here, Scale. So if you're really new to ArcoLinux, any ISO that you build, any distro, when you put files in the etc scale, when you create an user, anything that's in etc scale is going to be copy pasted on the new user. So configuration files, if it's as the bar down here or up there, it's somewhere in a config, somewhere, right? And it's most often in a .config or the .local, and that's it. Those are what they call the dot files. Those are the configuration files. So if you want to have the same look every time when you install an ISO and not install like 20, 30 settings, you have to save the settings, right? And that's in the etc scale. Now, if it's in the etc scale, it's not going to be used. It's only going to be used if you do an installation with Calamares. So it's a clean install, but it's the video how to stay rolling. If you want to stay rolling exactly the same as an ISO, as a clean installation, you need to do something with the etc scale. All right, so let's go on. Here it is, the new installation, the update mirrors, and now we can do it later on. So sudo update mirrors will work now. Config tuner, config xfce. So it seems that ArcoLinux put a lot in there. Not always in etc scale, but often, right? PyChem is also an interesting name to remember. Think about Compton, PyChem. Gives us transparency and shading and all that. Shadow. And it's often used in tiling window managers, for sure. OpenBox has it too. And, well, it's updated, right? So it's important to see if you have an issue in transparency, you say, oh, but I had an update of PyChem. That's why I want you to read these things. If you have an issue with a simple screen recorder, then yeah, there was an update, right? And that's the red alerts, the flags that should go up and say, oh, there was an update. Maybe the update, right? If there are issues, of course. So a lot of things, and all the rest is okay. Well, normally I would say do a scal and a backup scal and maybe those things and an up all. Let's do an up all first to check out if there's anything more. So there's nothing more. Why? Because all the packages are coming from our own repo. May I also ask to check out with PAMAC this time. This is an issue we know. It's fixable with a code, but that's not important. What I wanted to ask is repositories. Check out all the software there is. Why is upall not giving a lots of things? Because it's all on our AOR. So Kava is here, check updates, CMatrix is here. So a lot of applications are just waiting to be installed, and the big guys, the big megabytes are here. So you see Vivaldi is 243.8 megabyte, and the limit on GitHub is 100. So that's why we have gladly, luckily, seed host. Everything is on there. So big guys, Git Kraken 324, etc. So that's why, that's what I want to say. That's why upall is not giving lots of packages these days. Those packages are packages you've installed, right? Things from AOR. And what's AOR? Yay, design, right? I'm just typing a word. Ready design. This has something to do with design. You can install all these packages, and we're still not in AOR. Here we are in AOR. Chromium, Eagle, powerful suite for schematic capture and printing circuit board. Whoa, not my cup of tea, but Eagle, right? And you go and look what's in there in AOR. That's the fun of ArcoLinux. We have a beautiful, very vast resource of extra packages, extra fun to install. All right. Okay, so we are rolling, partially anyway. Let's do a scale, but let's first analyze scale as such. I'm really doing this video now for the newcomers, right? So if you have, if you type scale, it's gonna copy paste over the current config, so your current settings. Control H. Config, right? This particular folder contains a lot of settings. i3 is in here, even a desktop is in here, right? Tiling window manager, okay, and OpenBox in here, but maybe you've changed things in here, your settings, your icons, etc., your wallpaper, and so on. What it's gonna do, it's gonna copy that particular folder into a config backup with a date, year, month, day, and so on. And it's gonna copy later on, if that copy has been done, then everything from etc scale is going to go to your home directory. So that's scale. Scale can be fun, but scale can be awful as well, right? Okay, so I've done my scale, which is gonna happen here. So it indeed makes a copy. And the things that are on the ISO, the new things that we've created, if you reboot and all that, will be applied. That's what we've done. New things, new configs, new settings, new anything, like for instance i3, we've changed i3, so it will be in there. Now if you want to see, and that's the part where I hope ArcoLinux excels, that's the knowledge. If you want to learn, well, use the compare button. Compare is melt, it's an application, and in melt you can have a look. You don't want to see what's the same, you do want to see what did I change, right? So what has changed in quantum config, even if you don't know what it yet is, but have a look, and it seems to be about applications. PCMan, FM, Qt, and LXQT leaf have been added. And you can compare and later on figure it out. What has been changed with Thunar? Okay, let's have a look. Thunar. Oh, look at that. They have made a new action. For GitHub, that's an application you can install. So it's not installed normally. So what you do if you want to install applications, Control C. Come on, Control C. Oh, I'm typing somewhere else. So Control Z. Let me get this again like so, nothing changed. And now F12. And then, yeah, we type yay. Because
You don't know where it's coming from, right? Yay is always good. It's a wrapper for Pacman. So if you don't know if it's coming from us or from the AUR, Yay is going to help you anyway, because it says, hey, look, it's already on ArcoLinux. This will take longer to install. It's okay if you install it, I have no problem with it. But this needs to be built. This is built, meaning check out the seconds. It needs to be downloaded and installed. Done. So that's always faster when it comes from the repos. So now I have Git ahead, which means that this guy is going to work because a right mouse click will be open with Git ahead. So those are things we have changed. Okay, what else? ArcoLinux welcome app. We have some settings. How to start is true and false. Remember this thing here. So that's true or false, right? Do we want to see it again and again and again, or do you just want to say, never mind, I've seen it, I know what it is, and I don't want to see it anymore. How to start a welcome app. So it's gone because of the fact that we've chosen to do it. Variety desktop has been changed. Yeah, so less of all these things, and this guy had to go. That contains my name, so that's was an error and needs to be just execute variety. And Chromium stuff are not important. Neither, so Chromium can be closed. That's just this we cannot analyze. That's a dconf. That's a database that contains lots of settings over the diversity one of desktops. GNOME, Pudgy, think about those. Cinnamon as well. They have their wallpapers, icons, themes, and all that in the dconf, and it's well, not easy. I will moderate my words here, weigh my words, as I say. But it's not fun to work with dconf, but it has to be there, and it's also for applications as well. So i3 has been changed considerably, so we see a lot of changes because of the fact that we have more themes. Thank you guys for making the themes. So the beta testers have given me a few of them. So more themes, as you see here, no themes, here more themes. And the config itself has changed as well. And you can learn what did they change. Now basically we went over to the logout. So Ctrl-Alt-K is going to, and Ctrl-Alt-L and Super X is going to activate the logout. Okay. So this is the ArcoLinux logout application that we've made. Okay. And then we've implemented as well ArcoLinux tweak tool, but now I'm actually I'm already saying what's new, and that's not the idea of this video. Just keep rolling, but you get my point. You can click on these things and analyze, okay, he got rid of some hashtags here, and so on and so on and so on. So a little bit clean up there in the code. Termite, new themes, and so on. Compare. Okay, that being said, so you can learn and see what's changed. And of course, you can change it back. I've not told you that. But if you say, I do like my, I don't know what setting, let's go for XFC, for instance, tuner or XFCD, and maybe this one, I don't know. If you see something that you say, I want to have this or that, you put this button, use this button here and put it back. And it's as simple as that. If we're talking about icons or a theme, it's just a click away and say, I want to have this code in here and that code in here. So here you see that ArcoLinux logout is now our new way to log out, and not this guy and not this guy. Everything changed, and everything is going to be we're going to be using ArcoLinux logout in around, I think, 8 desktops or something, right? Okay, so basically we're up and running. There's just one thing you should take a look at, and that's the fact that we have also a binary folder. So the bin stands for binary. Often it contains, well, scripts, applications, and it's not different here. So we have some nice stuff. The bonsai tree has been ages since I've tried it, so I'm gonna try it again. That's quite beautiful, really. And it's going to draw a bonsai tree every time again. Okay, so these are fun things in here, but there is also the stay rolling folder. Do check out also the main. Use all cores, not necessary anymore, but it's still there for maybe ArcoLinux guys and all that, right? Install Samba if you know already what Samba is. Samba Arch Wiki. Network recovery is here, but it's all done already. Not the Samba that is, but this one is done. And well, you check it out if any of these guys interest you. But to stay rolling, that's this one. We need to go from 2004 to 2005. And that's the change we're going to do. Let's read the code a little bit. Not too much in detail, but just common sense reading. Here are some functions. Function remove, fine. That's not interesting. So we can ask a function to do the work. Here it says sudo pacman -s no confirm needed polybar. Since ArcoLinux tweak tool makes it possible just with a click of a toggle to switch between the i3 status bar and the polybar, you need to have the polybar, right? So if i3 is not your thing, well, you don't need to install the polybar, and you say no. Answer no if you want to keep it, and so on. Okay. Stay rolling is done, and that's basically it, because this is just a number that changes, and then actually it can be already number 7, but that's okay, that's cool. That doesn't matter. Like I always say in any video, the number really doesn't matter. But I'm gonna make a new package anyway, so it's gonna be 7. All right, so basically polybar change, right? Yep, that's it. Polybar extra on our ISOs. So if you wanna learn about polybar in OpenBox, you can have it as well. In i3, then you run this thing, stay rolling. You type /stay rolling, enter. Decide whether you want or need to install polybar on your current desktop. If you say i3wm is not my choice yet, it's too difficult, then you don't, but I'll install it. And that's that. And if we see in the number, we can't see the number here, unfortunately, anymore in NeoFetch, but it's changed, right? Let's type sysinfo, and we have 20.5.7, so that's the latest version for May. And then we have here the remove oblogout slimlock. So we've changed to this these icons in ArcoLinux logout. The packages are still on there. The themes are still on there. So if you say, okay, right, I want to have a clean ship, let me get rid of those packages, please. Then we have here the file that needs to go, the settings that need to go, and the packages themselves that need to go. So here I'm using the function remove ArcoLinux slimlock themes, and here as well oblogout and oblogout themes. So 4 packages less and a file. So if you say, okay, fine, remove these things, doesn't hurt if they stay, really doesn't. Not gonna be used, it's the file in the folder, it's gonna be there, and that's it. Voila, is installed, will be removed. Again, a question, yes, if you want to remove it, okay, yes. And it's gone, as simple as that. And now we are really up and rolling. The git head thing is not important if you do the git head thing, but it's useful. But you'll see it down here, I believe it is, when you reboot, and it's for the guys that are using Git. So if you're working with Git, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, and other companies, anything related with Git, you can do a right mouse click and quickly check in a graphical environment what's going on with my GitHub. And I kind of like it, and really I'm using it all the time these days to check out what was the last change I did on that particular GitHub, and it's really nice and beautiful. All right, that's it for me. Like I said, a new package will come because of the fact that we have number 7 we're going to release. We've made another version, and you can always have the ISO 1 week in advance. And where do you find it? Maybe include it as well, right? So If you remember, let's try what do people remember. ArcoLinux download probably, right? Where do we get? We get to this one, that one, that's all good. So all of these hits are good. But I'll probably use the first one, right? And then you have possibility to go for SourceForge, Seedhost, and the torrents. Now, every week before the launch, and the launch is more or less the middle of the week, the month, sorry, you go to Seedhost, because in Seedhost we have the folder ISO up here, but there is one level up also the folder AAG, and there's ArcoLinux auditing group. 1 week before the official launch we put our betas here. They are not really betas, but how do you call them otherwise? Because in 3 days time all I'm gonna do is copy paste these files to the other folder ISO, and that's it really. So they have been tested already by us, by the beta testers, so they are okay, but we can recall if anything should happen with them. So now it's up to the world to test these ISOs. So basically they are already out there. The official launch is in 3 days. All right, I'm out. I hope you like ArcoLinux, and oh, look at this, there is a nice button maybe you can have a look at, or maybe buy some gadgets, which I'm gonna do as well. That's what I was thinking that. So if you could donate, if you are in the possibility financially to donate, that would be great. All right, cheers.